this is huge.
This is huge. That's Steve Harker on the right side. Frank Manzo coming through second in the burnout box. I talked with Frank a little bit ago. He admitted to me his car is not what he wants it to be at the most prestigious drag race in the world. Problems in the bell housing, but you know what? Frank also has ways of magically finding the answer.
Well, I've never raced, but from a psychological standpoint, you're Steve Harker. You have a very good race car. You finished #2 in the points last year. You're the #2 qualifier here. You look over on the left side, you see a guy you've raced 11 times, and he's pitching a shutout against you. I mean, what do you have to do? And we've seen Steve come up on the line and give some away, not even make a run of it. But he's got a great race car here this weekend. Maybe his best chance in a while to beat Frank.
And what a year it has been for him. He will put the #1 on the side of his car probably again this year. There's some divisional races left to go. He's got a perfect national event scorecard, but he did earn his 100th divisional race. He also won Reading 10 straight years in a row, and now he's got an opportunity here to become the winningest Mac Tools driver.
Yeah, but let's not advance him just yet. That's why we make you go out and run him on paper. And remember, Steve Harker was the higher qualified of the two.
At the finish line, it's going to be Steve Harker on a major hole shot. Frank Manzo goes 557, but his dream of becoming the winningest Mac Tools U.S. Nationals driver ends in the semis.
Frank Manzo does not get beat on the starting line often. He had an 087 light, and Steve Harker was brilliant at .018. 700s in the bank going by the Christmas tree. From the blimp shot, you can see Frank's going to try to run him down. Frank goes almost 260 miles an hour, but comes up just a little bit short. So after 11 tries, Steve Harker finally gets a win, and he gets to run for the championship here at the biggest race on tour by beating the baddest man on tour, and that's the way you want to do it.
And down at the far end, here's John Kernan with Bobby Martins, who I'll bet thought he was going to race Frank Manzo.
I would think so, but now it's going to be Steve Harker up against Bobby Martin. But Bobby, you had that solo pass right there, able to try some things. What kind of new things did you try, and do you think it's going to play out for you in the finals?
Well, you know, you're just trying the usual stuff. Give it more clutch, give it more tune-up. And 66, to be honest with you, I'm kind of disappointed in that. But, you know, we're going to the finals. I've never gotten past the second round at Indy. I mean, you talk about Indy legends. I've been here when, you know, there were 21 cars, and I was number 21. And, you know, one year I got 5 points, which is not qualifying and oiling the track and getting a penalty. So you got to say thanks to the Detroit connection, you know, Red Line Oil and Lane Automotive, Mancini Racing, and we got Indiana State University helping us out this weekend. We're still sticking with the educational stuff, John, so we're having a good time. Going to the final at Indy is what every alcohol funny car driver dreams of.
Well, we'll see what they learned in that exam there and how it plays in the final exam coming up.
What a nice man. Bobby Martin, Steve Harker, one of them will become a first-time Mac Tools U.S. Nationals winner. Be Steve Harker who picks his lane. Who's it going to be? You're going to have to stick around to find out. Top Alcohol Dragsters are next.
Steve Harker is going on to the finals, and Steve, you beat Manzo on a hole shot. Said that doesn't happen very often, huh?
That's a turnaround. You know, maybe 10 years we've been trying to beat Frank, and he's tough. That's a tough team and a tough driver. And man, yeah, I nearly red lit. I was really going for it, and maybe that knocked the ET a little bit. I was rolling through that beam, but if you don't take a shot at it, you know, you're not going to be there. He's going to cut a good light and run a good number. So yeah, for Lucas Oil and I-40 Inc., we're just proud to be here and making it to the final, having fun.
Well, they took a shot at it, and Steve is going to the final, or he'll face Bobby Martin.
I just wanted to comment on Bobby Martin's interview. He wasn't very candid. He said, we came here one time and got 5 points. He said, you get 10 just for showing up and making a qualifying run. He said, and they took points away from us, he said. But what a great final round it's going to be. You're going to have a first-time winner in these classes, and that's what makes this race unique. It's just great to see guys come up, and that's why we make them go out and run them on the racetrack. I mean, Frank had a good race car. Harker took a shot. The gamble paid off.